What's up, y'all? It's Shad from the Sheldon Shad Show and Between Two Cars. We don't have a show for you this week, and probably not next week, but I do have a non-spoiler review for Evil Dead Rise. Okay, y'all. I checked this movie out today. I really just got out the theater before the Timberwolves game, and yeah, that was a disappointment. But anyways, went checked out the movie. This thing starts with a bang. This thing starts with a bang, and it's Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead in its purest form, its truest form. And if you're an Evil Dead fan, you're really gonna love it, especially the way that it starts. I mean, you've seen these tropes, you see how all this works. So you you know what's gonna happen. You just don't know how it's gonna happen. Um Now, first let's get this out the way. This movie has a 84% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is great. I know it just came out, so we don't really have a whole lot of audience scores right now, but I mean that's a good sign. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to check it out. And I believe before opening night, this thing was in the 96% range as far as uh, the reviews, critic reviews. So we'll just check it out. The other person said this thing would be the scariest movie of the year, and it was fun. I had a good time with it. Got to see it with a bunch of Evil Dead fans in the theater because who else is going to go to a movie like this opening night but Evil Dead fans? So I was up in there, feeling it, enjoying the energy of them. So just to kind of give you just a little heads up on this, while the movie does start off with a bang, the first act kind of drags. They're trying to get you. They're doing character development and trying to get you to actually care about these people that you're seeing on screen and why you should care what happens to them. Which I thought they did a good job with that. Um, there was a they play a good back and forth relationship between a couple of the characters, and they they did it good. There are some weaker actors in this movie, but they weren't the stars per se. You might say some of the supporting actors were let me see. You might say some of the supporting actors who did most of the scenes were kind of weak, but I thought they were okay, but it was the extras that would just kinda come in here and there, and I'm just like, "Okay, this person, this is probably their first acting gig, or whatever." But anyways, this movie was directed by Lee Cronin, and, he's directed some horror movies that you probably never even heard of, and it's produced by Robert Tapert, and Robert Tapert, the one of the credits that I saw that he did was 30 Days of Night, which I thought was a great film. So if you haven't seen 30 Days of Night, check that out. It's pretty cool. But this is kind of in the vein of what he likes to do, and I think they delivered for Evil Dead fans. For Evil Dead fans, it was. I mean, this is everything you could have wanted and more. Some of the kills were kills that just kind of made you cringe or very cringe worthy. The effects that they used were practical effects, not a whole lot of CGI, nothing that I would have recognized. So it was a lot of practical effects. They did not spend a whole lot of money for this film. I don't know what it was or all whatever, but you could just tell they didn't spend a whole lot of money. You could tell that from the first couple of minutes of the movie. You're like, oh, I wonder how much that cost. 'Cause I could probably make that. But other than that, if you're an Evil Dead fan, this is great. I had a good time with it. Um, I'm not gonna give it a ratings because I'm trying to get away from that. But again, if you're an Evil Dead fan, it's great. If you're not an Evil Dead fan, avoid this movie. It's not for you. If you're not a horror fan movie, avoid it. It's not for you. And especially if you're not into the demonic stuff, because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of those tropes, and they lean heavy on that. They pay a lot of tribute to the Evil Dead movies that came before it, like Evil Dead 1, 2, uh, a little bit of Ash versus the Evil Dead or Evil Dead versus Ash. It was I believe it went three. It was a series that was on Showtime. I believe it went 3 seasons, may have been two. It was really good. Um, a lot of comedy in it in that series. And in this movie, there wasn't a ton of comedy. There's some parts where like I think they were trying to be funny there, but I'm not sure. So, but again, it's just you know what you're gonna get. If you know Evil Dead, you know what you're gonna get out of it. There's gonna be some cringeworthy moments. There's gonna be some, oh, I can't believe they did that. Nobody is safe in this movie. They definitely do some things that I was not expecting, and I appreciated them for that. Yeah, the movie didn't knock my socks off. It wasn't the scariest movie of the year or anything like that. I don't know if there's really been a really scary movie this year, but it wasn't that scary. I kind of, you know, everything that happened, you kind of saw it coming. But other than that, man, if you're a fan of this stuff, I say go check it out. Go check it out with the fans who are like you, so you can go to the theater, go to the theater and watch it and just get that energy from the people there. So, yeah, check it out if you're a fan. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it, and yeah, I didn't go in with high expectations, and I didn't, I wasn't overwhelmed. But again, I still have fun with it. So I don't know. If you're into that kind of thing, check it out. It's not. It's all good. I'll try to do more movie reviews like this. I'll try to get better at them. I'm just kind of talking to a camera. I'm not really interacting with anybody, so that's the hardest part of this, and I'm trying not to say, and stutter a whole lot, so, I don't know, but if anybody ever wants to come in and help me do these movie reviews, please let me know, shoot me a comment, shoot me a message, I'm down for it. I love the interaction, so that's all I got for today, y'all. Hopefully, you take time to check it out if you're into that. If not, no worries, you're not missing much, but, again, I had fun with it. But that's it. Hopefully, we have a live show in a couple weeks. We'll get back on our regular schedule. And other than that, y'all, I'm out. Have a great weekend.